I'm up here in the Carneddau, pronounced Carneddau in Snowdonia. This is the highest continuous mountain track in Wales, stretching across a vast open plateau of stone and grass. I had a simple aim to wild camp at Wales's highest lake, which I had previously seen and looked down upon whilst walking the Welsh 3000s. The weather here is serious. Heavy rain and strong winds can whip in quickly from the Irish Sea, and conditions can change fast. So this dam here, it actually burst back in 1925. It used to provide hydroelectric to the local towns in Wales. I'm going to butcher the Welsh here, so apologies to any Welsh listeners, but it's Ffynnon Eigiau. On the 2nd of November 1925, after prolonged heavy rainfall, the Eigiau Dam partially failed. The surge of water overwhelmed the downstream reservoir, whose dam catastrophically collapsed. The flood devastated Dolgarrog village, killing 16 people and destroying dozens of homes. This to me is classic Welsh weather. It's February. It's raining, it's cold. I always say if you go to Wales, just prepare for it to rain, to be honest. But still, it'd be good to test out some gear in wet weather. Let's see if we can still stay cozy. This is the remains of a hafod, a summer upland dwelling where farmers once brought livestock during the warmer months. This was once a working landscape. This is the old quarry. That's where we're heading. Up there. The easiest way to navigate off the beaten path to the lake is to find the same contour and stick to it. On the 9th of December 1957, an English Electric Canberra B2 operated by the Radar Research Establishment crashed into the ridge, approximately 300 feet below the summit of Carnedd Llewelyn. The aircraft was likely flying in poor visibility in winter conditions. Both crew members were killed. The debris field extends into the Cwm Eigiau area near Ffynnon Llyffant. Wreckage fragments, including aluminium fuselage skin and structural components, remain scattered. I could see wreckage in the lake. There somewhere is Carnedd Llewelyn. Somewhere that way is Fulgrach. This is the lake. Enjoying the beautiful Welsh weather. I noticed that the lake was very exposed and the wind speed was increasing, so I decided to move my camping spot to a smaller tarn which was approximately 100 meters away and slightly lower from the lake, hidden by a rocky outcrop. I'm just browning the lamb a bit before I put it into the cow. So I'm making some Welsh cow. It's very simple. It's just one potato, one leek, one carrot, one onion, and about 200 grams of lean diced lamb. Chuck them all in a pot, add some salt and pepper, some beef stock, and fill it up with water and stew for about an hour. The only problem with making this meal is that it does take a little while, and it's now dark whilst I'm camping and I'm still waiting for it to be ready. It's looking good though. We've almost been going for an hour. I deliberately took my two-man tent on this trip as I knew that it was going to rain, and it's so much easier to administrate my equipment with some extra space. There's wind speeds of over 30 miles per hour tonight, and although I'm mostly sheltered, as you can hear inside the tent, when turbulence goes over the top of the mountain, Carnedd Llewelyn, then it comes down the mountain, and that turbulence, you get these kind of catabaric type wind that just rattles the whole tent. So I think I'm a little bit more sheltered here. Holy moly, I must be 400 or 500 meters from the lake and the original crash site. Above the dam at Cwm Eigiau, you can still see the remains of an old quarry cut into the mountainside. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, this remote valley wasn't as quiet as it is today. Stone was extracted here and transported down to help construct the dam and its associated structures. There's the dam, looking like the gates of Mordor today. I made it back just about. I just had a check on the weather forecast and it was actually a gale last night. There were wind speeds over 40 miles per hour and it is still blowing a hoolie outside. I'm so glad that I decided to move the tent just slightly lower down behind that rocky outcrop, which avoided the southwesterly wind. Having said that, 2 of the tent pegs this morning were still blown out. Luckily the rest were hammered in pretty solid and the tent stood up through the night, but it just goes to show you can never be too careful.